Okay, bold and beautiful Insider fans, it's time to get down to brass tacks. Is John Finn Finnegan, Tanner Novlan, dead or alive? Let's get right into it. We all watched Friday as Finn dove right in front of Steffi, right as Sheila was firing the pistol. There are some clues here if you look carefully. Now, when Finn gets shot, it appeared to be in his right side, about mid-torso. Now, you may say, so what? That doesn't tell us anything. But I think it does. If you look at a human anatomy chart in the area where Finn was holding his hand to cover the wound, you'll see the human liver. Now, that in and of itself doesn't prove anything. However, when you get shot in the liver, you can wind up with a lot of blood, like what we saw at the end of Friday's show. Some of you might remember seeing blood on Finn's shirt over where his heart is, but look closer. There's blood coming out of the left corner of his mouth. He could very easily have blood dripping onto his shirt from his mouth, and that's what made the spot, not the gunshot, especially if the bullet grazed the right side of his torso going into his right lung. Now, I'm not a doctor, and I don't even play one on TV, but I did have basic first aid training while I was in the Army. And if Finn was shot in his lower right side, he could very easily have what is known as a sucking chest wound. That's when the lung collapses due to a hole in the chest area. You get a lot of blood around the wound, and very often you wind up spitting or coughing up blood, just like we saw Finn in the alley doing. Now for the silver lining, if there can be one. In a recent 10-year-long medical study, 153 patients with civilian gunshot liver injuries, and this was done between 1986 and 1995, the overall mortality rate was only 17%. And half of the ones that did die, half of those 17%, died from uncontrolled bleeding. But Steffi was controlling the bleeding at the end of Friday's show. So if it's a gunshot to the liver that Finn's got, he's got a better than 85% chance that he'll live if he gets medical care. And sucking chest wounds are even less fatal. In a 20-year study in the U.S., patients with thoracoabdominal injuries only had a mortality rate of 4.3%, meaning that if Finn has one of those sucking chest wounds, and all of his symptoms indicate that that may be what he has a better than 95 chance of survival. Now, we still have Sheila in the alley with a gun on Steffi. Now, Sheila's either going to blast her right away, or maybe Steffi will make a play to get the gun while Sheila is focusing on the 911 call being dialed, resulting in a struggle in which Steffi gets shot, or maybe she'll get knocked unconscious. And this makes even more sense because if both Finn and Steffi are alive but incapacitated, then when Deacon comes in and finds Sheila freaking out in the alley behind Il Giardino, he won't know what happened. And of course, Steffi won't be conscious, so she won't be able to say, hey, Sheila shot Finn. So if Sheila's back there freaking out and then sees Deacon coming into the alley and ditches the gun right away, then this could all be possibly how it plays out. So Monday's going to really be a good show, you guys, and you can't miss it. So please like the video and subscribe so you know the next time we're about to upload our next video.